You're watching The Presser. I'm Jenny here with Barry, and it is Tennessee week, Barry, and you know the Sooners get ready to go to Rocky Top, 105,000. You know, obviously a lot of hype around this game. Not the most hyped game in the country, but definitely one of the marquee games in the non-conference. But I have to wonder for people that are going to be here watching on TV or might be wondering what kind of environment the Sooners go to. You know, we hear a lot about how different the SEC is. How different is it really? I mean, you've been to a lot of SEC stadiums, not to Tennessee before, but is it a big difference?
You know what? I actually have been to Neyland Stadium. The Cowboys played there in '95.
Okay,
now,
there you go.
It was not any kind of electric atmosphere. I've never seen an Oklahoma team score in Neyland Stadium. The Vols beat them 31-0 back in '95.
That's a lot of orange, by the way, in one stadium.
It's a lot of orange. You could tell it apart, though.
Okay.
But what I see is this is a unique game for Tennessee in terms of the hype and the excitement and the expectations, just because of where they've been. Tennessee football's been down for quite a while, 6-7 years, through a couple of coaches. Butch Jones has them on the uptick. Yeah. Everybody's excited. Everybody's optimistic. This is a year when they think they can take a big step. If they beat Oklahoma, that step will be magnified, will be accelerated. I've been talking to some Tennessee people. They say this is a game and has a feel to it unlike any in many years in Knoxville. Right. So that's what a lot of it has to do with Tennessee's recent history. The people will be incredibly excited. Yeah, and obviously they had a great bowl showing. You know, one of the better bowl performances. I mean, they weren't playing a great team, but still had a great bowl performance. They bring back a quarterback in Joshua Dobbs. I think they're really excited about. And then some other pieces around him, the running backs, both over 100 yards in their opener. They racked up over 600 yards of offense. So clearly some of the things that people were expecting out of Tennessee we saw in that opener. And in the SEC East, I think there's a feeling, and maybe those Tennessee people you've talked to can give me a feel for this, but I think there's a feeling being in the East, they've got a real shot at getting to that SEC championship game. And then who knows? It's one game for a chance to really get a great bowl game potentially. That's got to be a huge carrot out there for Tennessee. Well, yeah, when you look at the Vols, I mean, they've been hovering around 500 or below for several years, and the idea that they could return to the top of the East Division, most people pick Georgia. I think Georgia's a really good team. Be tough for Tennessee to knock out Georgia, but Tennessee's largely picked second in that division. So, I mean, yeah, they're an SEC East contender. Yeah. And as you mentioned, that offense is really humming. It looked good week 1 against Bowling Green. Now, the defense, a little bit shaky. Yeah. Bowling Green torched them in the air. Can Baker Mayfield do the same thing? If so, Sooners have a good chance to win. I know it won't have any impact on the game, but I'm really interested to see what the stadium looks like. They're talking about doing the checkerboard in the stadium. Obviously, the Vol Navy, which I'm not sure people around here know that much about, but the stadium right on the river, people boat up to the river, or boat up to the stadium. There's a lot that goes on around Neyland Stadium that isn't real common at Big 12 stadiums. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about this. Neyland Stadium, when you think about the great cathedrals of college football, there's a bunch of them. There's 10, 15, 20, ever how many you want to make. Not many of them supersede the tradition of their school. In other words, the LA Coliseum's a fabulous place for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is Southern Cal is supreme. Ohio Stadium, the Big House in Ann Arbor, wherever you're thinking about, the Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. But Tennessee, while having an excellent football tradition, it's not Penn State, it's not Oklahoma, it's not Alabama. Yeah. But their stadium is up on that level. Yeah. So what the things you mentioned, the checkerboard, the river, just the fan frenzy that they've always had. So it's I think it's one of the special places to play in college football. Definitely so.